Now, there are 6 things that I would like to just suggest so that we can stay accountable. Okay? And this has something to do with ongoing evaluations. That when we try to reduce the possibility of blame, we have to have as often as many contact points as possible. So, how to stay accountable? When there is an expectation, you sit your partner down, you sit your executive down, and then level expectations, especially in projects. No? I'm looking at it from the point of view of projects. But I found these steps also helpful when you talk about relationships. Ano ba expectations mo? Level your expectations. If you're assigning me this job, what do you expect me to do? What does success look like for you? Can you describe that? It begins to be a little bit complicated if there are more than one stakeholder. So in that case, talk to them anyway and allow them to surface differences as far as expectations is concerned, and then raise it, no? So that you can help them sort it out, and then they can tell you exactly what their expectations are from you. Next, have it written down. If there is a need to write it down, just take note of this conversation. When did it happen? And then what was the agreed picture of expectation or picture of success to you, no? Next, what are the roles that you and I will play? What will I bring in? What do you expect me to bring in? And then it is also fair to say, okay, what can I ask your help for? Now, if this is in the case of office, where you will be asked to coordinate with people that are not directly in your line, you also ask the stakeholder for their help. Okay? May I ask for your support just in case one of the people that you're assigning for this project or for this group begins to feel that this is not a priority. Diba? So instead of you fighting with that person who is uncooperative, you seek the help of the boss to check, especially around compliance, around turnaround times, around submissions. Kasi face it, sometimes you get to work with people that are not within your line, and they feel that they are not directly responsible for their outcomes to you. So it's important to also ask people who will you entrust that I work with. Second is, if I have difficulty with the team as far as cooperation is concerned, may I ask for your help? That's very important kasi mas maganda yung usapan pag yung leader at leader ang nag-usap, meron kang escalation point kasi you also pass through official lines of authority. Nakakatakot lang kasi based on my experience, if you go direct to that person and there is no line relationship between the two of you, they will say, hindi kita boss. Diba? Hindi kita boss. And yet, very important that the deliverable gets done as well for you. Okay? Next, also ask, how often do you want me to update you? How often do we touch base? And how often do we actually update each other? So it can be either by email, it can be a telephone call, it can be a voice call, it can be a PowerPoint presentation, can be a one-pager, depending on the other person so that he knows what exactly is the status of the project. And then do not hesitate to pin certain parts of your accountabilities as they are on time. O, this part on time ako. This one is in danger. Okay? This one, I'm raising a red flag around this because this one is going to cause us delay. And so, that allows us to move into step-by-step corrections. Diba? So, you're not correcting at the end. You're correcting in between. You're correcting at the beginning because you're aligning expectation. You're beginning to level off in terms of graduated results. So in other words, hindi masyadong lumalaki yung deviations, nagko-corrections na tayo. Okay? And then those are documented, no? In fact, sinasabi nila, once na nag-agree na kayo on a specific picture of success, every time there is a request for a variation, you should inform the others about the changes so that they can decide whether it gets incorporated or not. And then the third one, this one is a little bit more cerebral kasi based on my assumption that blaming tends to happen if there is already a result, what you really want to do is make people, engage people as often as you can towards getting the results. If there are deviations, handle the deviations. But of course, I think the big part of it is the drama. No, if we can handle emotions later on better and reduce the drama by always communicating. What I'm trying to say here is makipag-usap kayo as often as you can so that you can talk about corrections. And then when you get good results, do not forget to celebrate. No? So how do we try to distinguish the difference between blaming and accountability? So this one is just a 6-step process that uh, project management will tell you. In fact, if you read through Project Management Institute guidelines, these are actually suggestions, no, that actually work, not just in projects but in relationships as well.